bonjour, hi. Welcome back to another coffee talk. For those of you who are not familiar with coffee talks, it's a series I have on this channel where every Friday I sit down with a cup of coffee, or in this case, a glass of iced coffee. I sip on it while I talk about different topics that have been on my mind for the past week, and this week is no exception. I really have to mix my coffee well this week because all the creamer is at the bottom and it's super sweet and all the coffee is at the top, but that's my problem. Better. I've been feeling many things in the past week, one of which is pride. I've been feeling very proud of myself and very proud of where I've come to in the past weeks. I feel like I'm blossoming into this new person, especially professionally. I'm landing these new contracts. I'm meeting up with potential clients. But honestly, I've never thought that I would be where I am right now at age 24, almost 25. And it just makes me realize that when you really want something to work and when you put your mind into it, it's going to work out. And it's kind of the topic of this week's coffee talk. I wanted to talk about waiting for life to happen. Because for so many years, I've waited for life to happen to me, for things to happen to me, and I've waited to hit certain milestones to get working on something or to get going on a project. And some of you might relate to this because from age like 13 to 14, and this is very toxic, I know. I'm currently trying to work on that. But I had this thought that my life would be better when I'd be prettier or skinnier, or I would dress better, have nicer hair, have better friends, have all these things. I thought that when I'd have them, I could start working on other things. So I would wait for things to happen in my life to get going with other things, if that makes sense. It doesn't. I know it doesn't, but that's how my brain used to work, and that's how it still works sometimes. And I had to unwire this. I have to change whatever is happening here to understand that I can start doing things even though I'm not exactly where I wanted to be when I thought of starting this thing. There's a lot of words in what I just said, but yeah. I guess this is kind of procrastination but for life. So waiting for my life to look a certain way or to feel a certain way or to be a certain way in order to get going. But the thing is, and that's what I've realized in the past weeks and months, is that unless I actually get going, it's never going to look that way. For things to look a certain way, or for things to feel a certain way, or to be a certain way, you have to start somewhere. You have to get going. You have to set yourself a starting point. You can't just always postpone and be like, oh, when I'm gonna be 10 pounds lighter, or when I'm going to have clear skin, or when I'm going to have a better job or a better house or a nicer car. Because in order to get there, you have to start somewhere. And for so many years, I've just waited for life to happen to me. I was waiting for a miracle to happen, or I was waiting for things to just come to me without realizing that I had to get myself out there and to actually get those things. Honestly, I was very naive and innocent when I thought that things were just gonna fall off the sky and just come to me naturally. Some of the things I've gained were because I worked for them, but I didn't really realize that. I was just I called this for so many years manifestation, because I thought that I was just putting it out there in the universe and then waiting for it to happen, when unconsciously I was kind of still working towards that. And I've talked about this in other videos, whether they were coffee talks or resets. I do believe in manifestation. I do believe in manifesting certain events or certain things in your life. But I also do believe in proactivity and actually working towards what you want. Let's say you would want to be a writer, but in your head you're like, oh, I'm going to start writing when I'll have a nicer computer. This is random, but whatever. Or I'm going to start my business when I'm going to move to a certain place. Or I'm going to start a fitness journey when I'm actually going to be skinnier. Well, you're probably not going to get there. You have to start somewhere. I've been repeating this, but it's true. Like, if you don't even allow yourself to get this chance and to actually just start, you're probably not going to reach your goals or that thing you want within the first couple of days, weeks, months, even years. But you started somewhere, and the sooner you start, the sooner you also achieve these things. And I know this because I've been there in the past when there's like a lot of second guessing, there's a lot of self-doubt, there's a lot of things that are uncertain, but those are not the things that you have to focus on to get started. You have to focus on what you know, what you have, and where you want to go. Because if you just look at the vision that you have for that project or for yourself or for your life, and you're not there yet, it's harder to envision yourself being there because you see it so far away and so out of reach that you're thinking that the person you are now cannot achieve this. But you can, because there's a journey from where you are now and from where you want to go. This is so abstract. I'm sorry, I'm getting lost in my thoughts. I hope this makes sense. Where I'm getting at is that give yourself a shot. Just give it a shot. Try whatever you want to try, and don't wait for things to happen to you. Don't just sit there and wait for life to happen, because life is going to happen and you're just going to watch it go by. You're just going to wish that you had done this or had tried that. Do it. Just try something. And if you fail, that's okay. It's part of the process. It's part of the journey. And I know it sucks to hear this, but it's about the journey and not the destination. And failure is part of growing as a human being and learning. Because if you never fail, then how can you know when you succeed? What can you compare it to? Failure is when you have to ask yourself questions. Okay, why did I fail? Why did this not work? What can I do to make it better, to improve it, or whatever? I'm getting lost here, but I hope my point came across how I wanted it to be. And I'll be frank with you, I wish I would have realized that sooner, because I would have done so many other things. I would have pursued YouTube way sooner. I would have tried, well, actually, and this is kind of where I realized that is with freelance, and that's why I started the video by talking about the past week and talking about being proud of myself for where I've come, because I doubted myself so much. When I take a look back at April and May of 2023, those were the 2 months that I gave myself to really think everything through and to plan the next couple of months and even the next year, and to have this sort of plan and vision for myself professionally, but also personally and in all the spheres of my life. And I've said this before, but I'm going to mention it again. I was scared. I was so scared that I was going to fail, that it would not be working out. I was scared to not be able to support myself financially, mentally, to not have the resources that I needed and that I wanted, to be lost. I was scared, but you know what? I did it anyway. I didn't tell myself, oh, I'm gonna wait to, I don't know, have more followers on XYZ platform. I'm gonna wait to have a new job, or I'm gonna wait for a better moment in my life. I just went for it. And it paid off. It's paying off as we speak right now. And this is this is the essence of the message that I wanted to share with you today. I'm getting like philosophy. Hey Google, how do you say philosophical?
That's pronounced philosophical.
Philosophical. Thank you. Philosophical. So I'm getting philosophical. Wow, that felt weird in my mouth. Anyway, but this is where I am. This is where I'm at today. This is where we are this week. I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about waiting for life to happen. That it's not a good thing. You should not wait for life to happen to you, but you should take life by the horns and go for it and do whatever it is that you want to do. You have nothing to lose. Well, maybe you do, but maybe you don't. Maybe you have everything to gain from this. I prefer being optimistic without being too delusional. Actually, being delusional sometimes helps. I don't know. Let's stay positive. That's what I'm saying. Positivity and optimism is the energy that we want to make this work. I sure got carried away today. I hope you are still here with me, and I hope you are enjoying this as much as I am, because life is great. All jokes aside, there are going to be like certain moments where you doubt yourself and where not everything is going your way, but it's normal. It happens to the best of us. It happens to everyone, where there is doubt, where there is questioning, when there is, more difficult times, but you have to hold on to the better times and just stay hopeful and stay focused on what you want and what your goals are and what you want to achieve. I feel like I'm getting lost in the sauce here, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. I truly, truly, truly mean it. Hopefully I have made a little difference in your day today. If you would like to make a difference in mine, you know what to do. And I'm going to wish you Bonne journée.